All right, I think we're live on YouTube. Let me hit mute. Okay, mute the. There we go. Didn't want to resync the sound back through. Yeah, get all that echoing. But I think we're live on YouTube. It's just coming up. I hope everybody had a great couple weeks. I know it's been 2 weeks since I was last year. CES was a ton of fun. Hello, Goosey. But it's good to be home. It's good to be back in the office, and it's even better to be chatting with you and everybody here. So. Let me share this across the social webs and all of our social media. Get this on YouTube. And, oops, one last place to go. And we can get this shared and done, and I can begin to answer questions. For everybody who is watching this, maybe you're watching it on repeat. Welcome. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I am right here on YouTube answering your cord cutting related questions, trying to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience. And doing our best to make that happen. How do we do that? Well, one of the big parts of how we get the most out of cord cutting experience is chatting with you. If you have a question about cord cutting, let us know. I would really appreciate the opportunity to help you. If you want to talk about cord cutters news, if you want to talk about cord cutting in general, maybe it's not a specific question that helps you. Maybe it's a question about cord cutting in general, the state of cord cutting, some recent news. I'll be happy to chat with you on that. One moment, let me hit submit on this on our Facebook page so everybody knows we are live on YouTube. All right, that is done. Share it with the Facebook group and we're good to go. But hey, I really do would love to chat with everybody. One of the things I almost forgot to mention is if you want to talk about CES, I was there all last week, had all kinds of crazy meetings. Would love to chat with you about that also. This thing takes forever to load sometimes. There we go. Facebook, I kind of like their new posting system, but man, is it slow. All right, there we go. Richard, Tony, Kenneth, Mo, oh man, Derek, Teresa, John, Shaquille, Richard, I don't know, there's so many people here I'm gonna miss stuff. List goes on. Bill, good to see you here. So, if I didn't say hello to you, I apologize. A couple things. I said that so this is my mug that was gifted to me some time ago with Cord Cutters News on it. I had promised that mugs would go on sale. Here it is. Unfortunately, there's some issues with it. The placement of the logo is wrong on it. And a lot of them came with like color distortions on it. So I've contacted the company who made these. They say in 5 business days they'll respond to my complaint about these. But wasn't very happy with the quality of it at all, just to be honest with you. Placement's wrong. But the shipment did come in. It may take us another 2 weeks to get a new shipment. The price of these are going to be $10.99. It's 11-ounce standard coffee mug you'll find pretty much anywhere. So, but unfortunately, it's not the quality I wanted. So I know I promised everybody that they would go on sale today. I'm kind of disappointed because it's a lot of money to buy all these mugs, and they are unfortunately not what I ordered. So hang in there. I will have a new order of those coming up soon, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. All right. Yeah, Derek, DirecTV Now in the beta app has given people access to stars. Not sure how long that's going to be, if that's a glitch or what's happening there. I'm going to try to reach out to our contact at DirecTV Now and see what we can do. Bill, for that coffee mug, I've actually ordered a lot of mugs from them in the past and have been extraordinarily happy. First time I've ever had an issue with them. Teresa, I hope I can get you one of these real soon. Duff says, can you please explain in more detail the particulars of the Hulu Live and Olympics deal? So yeah, so last week I had an opportunity to meet with Hulu and talk to the team behind the Hulu Live streaming service. And one of the things we talked about was their deal with NBC to create a custom experience for the Winter Olympics. So with the Winter Olympics, you will be able to, on Hulu Live, have complete access to a ton of content there. Not only that, but you'll get on-demand content, even to the point where some of the smaller events, the ones that will end up on smaller networks, severely delayed on re-airing, may appear on Hulu before they'll appear on, let's say, USA or etc. With this ability, you'll also be able to go into Hulu and say, I like bobsledding, figure skating, pick out a few different categories, and it will alert you about new content and bring that to the front first. So it's pretty cool. It is part of all Hulu Live subscriptions. It will also give you access to the NBC Olympics app. So you'll be able to log into the NBC Olympics app and get access to your stuff there. So past that, there's really not a lot to say out there about what, not really a lot else to say about that service. It gives you a ton of content, probably more than what a cable subscription may even give you. I'm not sure if they're, how that will stack up to maybe the Olympics app that NBC's offering, but I was pretty impressed with what I saw there. Do you know if YouTube TV will add Food Network or HGTV? No, so the YouTube channel has not said anything about any deals with that. We'll have to keep a close eye on it, but it is incredibly possible YouTube will add more channels in the future. Hey, Ride2D, however you say all that. It's good to have you here. It's great to hear that you're new to the channel. All right. I think I missed a few questions. If I didn't answer your question, re-ask it. Fortunately, the way this thing scrolls on YouTube, it's sometimes hard for the host to go back and be able to stay on top of all that. Or you can always use that super chat feature. Throw us $2 for your question to really stand out. Thoughts on the Stream Plus box? The Stream Plus. I'm assuming you're talking about the DVR from Channel Master. I did see at CES in person. I've also had a one-on-one chat with their team behind that. I do like it. There's a lot to like about the box. A few concerns I have with the Stream Plus is the lack of Netflix. I know they're working to address that. They said they're working with Netflix. The fact that right now it only relies on an internal or an SD memory card, a micro SD, even worse, memory card for storage of DVR content. They do say that a external hard drive through the USB will come farther down the road. I think those are the two things I would say hold me back on it from being really excited. I love the fact that it's Android TV, allows you to put Sling and PlayStation View, etc., all on their Hulu. If they can get the Netflix with that, that'll be really a big deal with that. And once they get the ability to plug in an external hard drive, Channel Master really has something cool. So it, like all new things, it's a new product for them. They're rolling it out as fast as they can. They definitely seem to be rushing to get this out the door, and we are on a list of review units. So I like it. I think this is a direction a lot of DVRs are going to be moving in the future. The other issue with this versus the new Air TV with DVR that they announced, or the Tableau DVR, or even the TiVo now, there's no retransmit backup. So the Channel Master Plus DVR, you won't be able to watch it on your phone. You're not going to be able to watch, if you record something in the living room, you're not going to watch it in the bedroom. But past that, it's a really nice device. But I think they can overcome that. There is the ability there with software updates to do the network transmission. There is the ability with a software update to get USB support for HD hard drives, and they are working on that, external hard drives, excuse me. And there is the ability with an update to get Netflix. Those are all things they say they're working on, and I think that they have possibility there. All right, just wondering what's going on with net neutrality. Is there, I know they are still fighting it. The battle is not yet won for the repeal 1%. Is it? Thank you. And is there a way around it? Richard, basically what it comes down to is probably what net neutrality should have been. Right now, there are multiple bills in the House and Senate that have pretty much found widespread support in both House and Senate right now, that for net neutrality to become a legislative, a law rather than a rule. Under the FCC, net neutrality was a rule, which means unelected people created it. It has some of the functions of law, but A, it's much easier to repeal, and B, it doesn't quite have the same reach as law. Like I said from day one on this issue, talk to your representative, talk to your senator, be polite, send a written note, the old-fashioned way, in the mail. Emails are too easy to ignore. call them and politely, do not be rude. Let me repeat this. Do not be rude. Let them know what your opinion on this is. But it looks like there will be a vote on both bills in the House and Senate. We'll see what happens from there. But that's kind of state of net neutrality right now. And again, I cannot stress again, if you're rude, they're just going to throw your note in the trash, and they're just going. Don't mind the bombs going off. That's the Air Force down the road. I live close to a military post, and the Air Force is having fun at it right now. But if you're rude, they're just going to disregard you and throw your stuff in the trash, not paying attention to you. Do you need a smart soundboard to control your Roku by voice? I saw the demo. Looks really cool. No and yes. So all new Rokus have the voice control on it, which you can control your Roku with a remote, but you have to press a button. If you want to use the Hey Roku feature, similar to what you use with an Echo device or a Google Home device, you will need one of their speakers or a soundbar that has the always-on microphone. Because of battery drain, they don't leave the microphone on the remote on all the time. But you will be able to do everything the same. You'll just need to have to press the button and then talk into it instead of just saying, "Hey Roku, turn to launch Netflix, launch Amazon, etc." Any rating results from NFL live streaming on Yahoo? No, way too early. They have not announced anything, but Amazon announced some results from their Thursday night football streams, and you can go to corecarsnews.com, search for Amazon NFL football. You'll find it as one of the top posts right there. The exact numbers are blank out me, but they had a really good return on that. A lot of viewers. Seemed to work really well for them. So I expect that Yahoo will have the similar results. You just got to kind of remember, though, these things build up over time. So week 1 may not be as big as week 3, or it probably definitely won't be as big as next season when the deal goes into full effect. Anyway, to speed up, a Tableau works so slow and Robert, when you say Tableau is slow, I'm assuming you mean changing channels. Yes, slow old Wi-Fi can cause that. An older, slower player can cause that. So yeah, I would check both features: weak Wi-Fi and how old your player is. Yeah, Tableau does have a beta out. They're always got betas though. Tableau almost monthly is rolling out something they're testing for new features. Anything that really stood out for me at CES? Well, the Roku smart speakers are nice. That new Roku 6 series from TCL, if you want a high-end Roku TV, that is probably the device to get. I was really impressed. They look nice. The picture quality is fantastic. Dolby Vision, HDR, all kinds of zone controls on it. Really is a nice device. I saw 3.0 over-the-air TV. That was a nice one. There's a nice post on that on my site. I also saw 5G home internet working in the wild at CES. That was a lot of fun. Past that, I think those are the things that I would say that really stood out to me in the world of cord cutting I liked. Brandon asks, which cord shaving service do you like the most? Brandon, when you say cord shaving, are you meaning like Sling TV, DirecTV Now? Let me know and I'll answer your question. Yeah, the new Roku OS, I really like where Roku's going. Compact CSS. I think Roku overall is doing a lot of fun things. They're working on developing their ad revenue to be better, and they're working on just making their software better, more features. I found it kind of interesting that like 3.0 over-the-air TV is kind of doing a lot of the same things Roku's doing, which is a lot of fun. So I have to keep an eye on it. But I think Roku's moving in the right direction. They're doing everything they need to do to stay competitive going forward. Brian, from my understanding, yes, the Airwave is they sold out the stock. I'm not sure they're making any more. I don't think that's a problem with the Airwave. I think what Mohu and Interact and pretty much everybody who makes a DVR or anything is doing is just kind of waiting and seeing what happens at 3.0. That is really why at CS we didn't see any. Oh, am I still on? We didn't see any launch of any really new tuners or DVRs or anything like that, with the exception of the Channel Master. So the lack of That has a lot to do with the fact that these antenna companies, etc., are waiting to see what's happening with 3.0 before they go invest a bunch of money in making 1.0 technology. They, a lot of them, like the 3.0 standard just became official last week, so that they can now go and build tuners and build DVRs and build all kinds of stuff with that built in. So keep that in mind. Will asks, have I heard anything? Have I heard anything about PlayStation Vue getting Nickelodeon back? No, there's no rumors or talk at this time of Viacom and PlayStation Vue getting back together. If you really want it there, one of your main hopes may be that this merger between CBS and Viacom happens and that CBS gains a majority control, because that'll probably put their stuff back on PlayStation Vue. Warning though, if all the Viacom stuff comes back to PlayStation Vue, look for your price to go up or for it to be in a higher package, because we're already seeing PlayStation Vue moving stuff around in an effort to not raise prices, basically. So keep that in mind. How was my trip to CES, Robert asked? It was great. It was a lot of fun. I met with all kinds. President of Sony. Met with the team behind 3.0 over there TV. Got to see a ton of Roku content. Got to meet a lot of people at Roku. They're a great company. It was always great to chat with them. Yeah, so I was very happy with everything. And if you're, I'm not sure, are you guys hearing all those big booms in the background? It might. Is that coming through the microphone? Let me know. But back to CS. CS was just a lot of fun. It was a ton of walking. I was there for 6 days. Probably did 600 miles, it felt like, on my feet. And I really enjoy it. I always enjoy CES because it gives me an opportunity to meet face-to-face with a lot of these companies. Do you prefer Tableau or HD Home Run DVR for live TV? Brandon asks. Can live TV recording be done from the remote set-top box? Now, few things here. The HD Home Run, traditionally they're just a network tuner. They do have a new one with a small internal hard drive, but an HD Home Run is meant to connect to like a home media server. Tableau is a straight up DVR with all the content right there in the DVR. You don't need a home media server to use it. So if you have a home media server and you run something like Plex, etc., HD Home Run is great. If you don't run a home media server and you don't want to mess with like a Plex setup and all that, I would recommend going with the Tableau, just because it is a lot easier to set it up and use if you're not running a home media server. All right, so all you can't hear that. Okay, that's good. So I live close to a military base, and Fort Hood, Texas is not far from us, and the Air Force is dropping bombs on the ranges not far from my home as part of exercises, F-16s, and quite often, bam, you hear these big things and it shakes my home and knocks pictures off the wall right now. That happens every couple of years. Richard, you are right. That is the sound of freedom. But I wasn't sure if that was coming through the microphone, because when it happens right now, it's shaking my microphone. So, yeah, if you hear a big loud bang, that's what's happening. What happened to the Mohu Airwave? So many issues. What happened to the Mohu Airwave, from what I can understand, is they sold all the units they had in stock. And like all the other DVR companies out there, antenna companies, they're just waiting to see what happens with 3.0. Why invest in building a bunch of new antennas with a tuner of 1.0 in it when 3.0 is so close around the corner? So I think everybody's just kind of waiting. Brandon says, what's your favorite live TV streaming service? He calls them cord shaving services like Sling TV, DirecTV Now, PlayStation Vue. Honestly, they're all good. They all offer something for somebody. There is a Sling TV is going to be good for somebody. PlayStation Vue is going to be good for somebody. Here's my recommendation. Try them all out. They all offer free trials. Try them out one at a time. One of the things I find a lot of cord cutters get in trouble with is they try everything at once. They'll sign up for every live TV streaming service at once. Plus, they'll sign up for Hulu and Netflix free trial and et cetera, et cetera. The issue with that being is you can't give them a good test. It's impossible if you only get 7 or 5 days and you're testing out 6 different services at once to watch it all at the same time. So test each one at a time and pick the ones that are right for you. The other question is, which one has the channels you want? Some will support one device but not another. Some will offer the Big Ten network, some don't, etc. Go to cordcuttersnews.com. In the show notes down below in this live stream, there's a link there, cordcuttersnews.com. Brandon, right at the top, there's a cord cutting one guide, or there's a live TV guide. Click on the live TV guide right there. You will find a breakdown of all the major live TV services, what devices they're on, their DVR features, what channels they have, etc. That's what I recommend. And then try them all. Pick out which one you like. Any news at DirecTV Now? Appliances? Bill, I'm not sure I fully understand your question. You're asking about the DVR beta? I'm not sure what you're asking. Can you please do a video on how to set up Plex from scratch? I'm not that text heavy. You know, Richard, I'll look at doing that for you. Are you I'll definitely look at that, especially in relation to a DVR and so forth. I'll see what I can do. When will TiVo start adding more apps like Sling TV, DirecTV Now, etc.? I'm sure they're working on that. And I did meet with TiVo last week, and they showed off a lot of their new search recommendations. Like if you're watching a channel and you're watching a show, it will also recommend, let's say, this is available on these apps and so forth, which is pretty cool. Richard, right now there are no sports-only streaming services. There's a service that doesn't have any sports in it. Most sports channels, ESPN, Fox, etc., are owned by companies like Fox and Disney that bundle them with other ones. So right now there is no ones out there like that. What live TV lost pause, plays, fast forward, rewind? DirecTV Now doesn't right now. They do have the beta that offers that. Fubo has that. Sling has that, and some channels, with the exception of some sports ones like ESPN. Hulu has it. PlayStation View has it. Fubo has it. Philo, you know what? I have Philo. I just haven't been using it a lot. Somebody remind me. Philo, play, pause, live TV. I want to say yes, but part of my brain's saying no for some reason. So somebody help me. Philo, pause, play, live TV. Does it do it? Let me know. Shall wait for 3.0 an antenna. Justin, if you're buying an antenna, the antenna will work with 3.0. It's the tuner in your TV that may need to be updated. So no, I would not wait for 3.0. We're probably at least a year from that happening if all you want is an antenna. Dave asked, any news on Hulu going from 30 frames per second to 60? They already have on some things, but from my understanding, not everything right now. When will Roku get single sign-on? Because I still do not see it available. It was listed in the 6.0 update, but you need a cable subscription. You need a subscription to Dish and so forth. It's not on Sling. I would expect that to roll out soon. Brandon, I think I answered your question there about your core. Which one's best, Sling TV, DirecTV Now. They all offer something for everybody. Pick out which one's right for you. Test them all out. Go to courtcardsnews.com. Link to it in the show notes down below. Select at the top live TV guide for a full breakdown of which one offers what service, etc. Richard asks, was I in the power blackout at CES? Funny story about that. So I had a meeting with Sony at their big booth. So I left that meeting. I had to go to a hotel for my next meeting. So that was the one day I kind of had to jump around. I usually try to be like, I'm going to be at the convention center today, or I'm going to be at the Sands, or I'm going to be at the Wynn. Try to stay in one or two spots all day. Well, it was funny. I literally left my meeting with Sony, got in the cab, and by the time I got to the hotel, not even 5-10 minutes later, I looked at my phone, and here's all these messages. Power outage at CES. I missed that power outage by about 5 minutes. Gerald, that service you're promoting is a piracy service. Here's the rule of thumb of that. If you're looking at a service and it sounds too good to be true, 500 channels for $20, including all HBOs, etc., 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 it probably is too good to be true. Kenneth, to my knowledge, I would probably say Plex is the best option to watch HD Home 1 recordings off your media center outside the home. That's the one I would recommend. I don't really have another recommendation for accessing a DVR on the HD Home run outside your home. Any news about DirecTV Now DVR going public? It's not public yet, but man, it seems like pretty much everybody who's been a DirecTV Now subscriber for a few months has received an email at this point inviting you to the beta. Brian, I'm not familiar with that story about Sony laying off employees, saying it's because of streaming, but I'll look into it. I have not heard that yet. Real quick, I'm chugging down a lot of caffeine today, but don't mind me. Hey, 3 things. A, if you're new here, welcome. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live on YouTube right here, doing our best to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience. Hit that subscribe button every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern for about an hour. We also do a ton of other content throughout the week, all about cord cutting and the news and tips and tricks out there in the world of cord cutting. So hit that subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It really does help us. 2, if you have not followed us on Facebook or Twitter, please do so. We're growing that. 3, we have a giveaway right now. We are giving away a Roku Premiere plus a ton of CES swag. Go to cordcardsnews.com, link down in the show notes. If you want to enter to win a free Roku Premiere and a ton of CES swag from Polaroid, CES, TCL, Plex, the list goes on and on. I got a video of it all there. Go to cordcardsnews.com. The top post right now on that thing right there is that. Put a little link on that real quick. Let's see here. Let's turn this off. Where is that one? There we go. Let me change this. There we go. Hey, that looks a little bit better. Let me slam this over here. Oops. I'm sorry. Today's been a little crazy. Why has it been so crazy? This is a great opportunity for that. I'm in the new office. This is obviously my old office in my home. But tomorrow on YouTube and at cordcardsnews.com, I will be, well, probably on Friday morning I'll post this. Friday morning, I'm going to post a big walkthrough of the new office. Some big announcements are going to be happening in the world of cord cutters news. But I was at the office today getting it all set up. Tons of cleaning. All the furniture's put together now. The new review lab is all set up. So check that out, cordcardsnews.com. Keep an eye on it. Subscribe here on YouTube for the new office, the new review lab. I still think I may be doing my Q&As here from my home because that way I can come home after work, hang out with family, have dinner, and then do the Q&A. But check it out. Hit subscribe. Check us Friday morning is probably when we'll go live. Friday morning we'll probably go live, and if but I may put the video up tomorrow of the walkthrough. So if you want to see what the new office looks like, if you want to see what everything is new in the world of cord cutters news, check out the site tomorrow. Thank you, Justin Harvard. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so if you want to, which side is it on? If you want to enter in for a Roku Premiere plus CES swag, visit cordcardsnews.com for details. First post right there. All right, back to your questions. If you have a question I have not answered yet, please leave it again. I'll do my best to answer them all. Or hit the super chat. That makes it a lot easier. Donate $2 and makes your questions stand out, and I'll definitely do my best to answer it then. Is NBC Sports Network Hulu 60 frames per second? You know, I am unsure, Duff, if all those networks are 60 frames per second. I will ask Hulu what their current frame rate on those are and let you know. All right, keep the questions coming. Yeah, Derek, I believe anyone can download any of the DirecTV Now betas on iOS, Apple TV, etc. From my understanding, though, you need to be approved to log in to access it. Any new news about PlayStation Vue? Nothing since last week. Of course, PlayStation Vue is notoriously bad about communication. They haven't said anything or answered a lot of questions recently. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. But as far as news, nothing. That hasn't been announced now for a couple weeks. Hey, look, I hear Comcast is teaming up with Amazon for cloud services. What are your thoughts? A lot of companies are doing it. It's just basically Amazon is putting a lot of their data, like their on-demand content, in the cloud. And it's just cheaper to host it there than it is to host on your own. That doesn't make them any more cord-cutting friendly. It just means that they're storing data on the Amazon Web Services. A lot of companies do that. So I wouldn't read a lot into that. Any latest news of DirecTV Now DVR? No. I initially predicted that would come out this month. Now, if you read a couple of my posts about the recent issues DirecTV Now has had, I would be very blunt to say I now think that's less likely. Something happened about a week ago, and DirecTV Now has had a ton of issues recently with their buffering and crashes, and in the last few days it seems to be a lot better. I can't really explain what happened with that. I would say that probably has delayed the rollout of the one out there, so keep that in mind. But past that, no news. The Justin Harvard Show. Hey, send me an email, info@courtcardsnews.com. Justin, again, info@courtcuttersnews.com, or just go to Court Cards News and click on the Contact Us button. How far away is Verizon from TV streaming services? All indications say spring 2018, Verizon will launch a live TV streaming service. It will include content from their partners, which include TechCrunch, Engadget, Yahoo, AOL, etc. As bonus channels. We'll have to learn a lot more there, and we'll have to go from there. Colin, yes, I have seen the DirecTV Now DVR beta. I've played with it. For months now, a lot of readers have been sending us all kinds of stuff. Brian asks, do I see any more media companies offering their own streaming services, i.e. ESPN and Disney? Yeah, so ESPN and Disney are both launching a streaming service. I see more and more companies doing that. CBS is launching a bunch of free ones. The CBS Sports streaming service for free, and Entertainment Tonight, which CBS owns, streaming service out there for free. I expect that to become more common. Not all will make it, but I look for more to do it. Thank you, Charles. I really appreciate it. Any news on the Paramount Network coming to Hulu? Any streaming service that has Spike TV will begin the Paramount Network. So the Paramount Network is just going to be a rebranded Spike TV. Think of like when the Olympic Channel, it used to be, somebody remind me, it was another NBC Universal owned channel. They rebranded it to be the Olympic Channel. Somebody help me here. What channel was that? I can't remember. But yeah, so I wouldn't know. I'll worry about that. Todd says, will you need an account to set up access to 3.0 over-the-air TV? No, you will just need an antenna and a tuner that works with 3.0. So no, it's not streamed. It's not requiring an account. You can just go connect your antenna to your TV, and you have 3.0 over-the-air TV when it comes to your market. Thank you, Charles. Universal HD became the Olympic Channel. Hey, quick question. Anybody remember when Universal HD channel was like the first over-the-air or first HD channel on cable, and they had the Sunrise Earth shows, and it was just kind of like a way to fill content. They would go film an hour of a sunrise somewhere, and it was beautiful. They would just have beautiful content on it. Anybody remember that? I often used to leave that channel on when I was writing, just to have some noise there. But anybody remember the Sunrise show on Universal HD? Memory lane. Did you hear that Dudu is coming to Carl? I'm not really sure what you're asking there. I'm not familiar with that particular channel or anything. All the new streaming services getting crowded. Yeah, so there's over 200 streaming services. And if you read my prediction earlier this year, not all are going to make it. It's the reality of markets that when something like cord cutting takes off, everybody wants to get in on it. Not all channels are going to make it. That definitely not does not mean that cord cutting is struggling. It just means not every streaming service is going to make it. Craig says, Luke, will the misprinted Court Card News coffee mugs become a collector's item? I'm looking at a good investment opportunity. No, unfortunately, these misprinted mugs, I don't know if you can see it. On this side, one side's a little higher, and these are crazy low from where I paid the logo to be centered, and it's obviously not centered on the mug. So I have contacted the company. We are going to get mugs for sale. We're looking at about $10.99 per mug plus shipping. They're standard size coffee mug, 11-ounce mugs, very similar to what I have here. And some of them have damage to, like discoloration, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to put my name. I didn't want to sell you a $10.99 mug if it wasn't good quality. And I was very upset. I don't know. Can you see this where the logo is not centered? Does that look bad to you as it does to me? Definitely on that side too. So we're working with a company, especially since a lot of them have color distortions on them, to get them fixed. Have you seen the new Facebook Watch app in video service? I have a little bit. It looks nice. Oh, Carl says Epix is coming to Comcast. Yes, but I don't really cover cable TV, pay TV news, so I saw that Comcast is adding Epix. Good for them. Court cards have had access to Epix for quite some time now. Get some black mugs too. I'll see. Basically what's happened to the mugs, I'm ordering about 50 of them to go on sale. So there will be 50 mugs. Hopefully the next week or two I'll get the new shipment in. If these sell well, I may do some other ones. I looked at a couple different styles, like ones with like a colored handle and some other stuff. If they sell well, I may get additional shipment. We'll see. And these $10.99 mugs, when they go on sale, will help fund the new office. So we spent a lot more money than expected on the new office. It's just kind of what happens sometimes when you're building a new office, that things cost more than you expect. So these $10.99 mugs, if you buy one, they'll help cover the cost of Court Cards News' new office, which if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you're going to get a first look at it tomorrow. All right. If you have a question and I have not answered it, leave it again. I'll do my best to answer it. Remember, if you're new here, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're live on YouTube, right here, answer your Court Card questions. If you want to win a Roku Premiere and CES swag, visit courtcardsnews.com and check that out. Have I used the standalone HD home rod? No, they just announced it last week. I'm not sure if you can actually buy it. I think you can buy it in stores now, but I was at CES and I haven't tested it. But they did announce it last week at CES. A news on CW coming to PlayStation View or Sling TV. They say it's coming to DirecTV now. It's live. CW is live in select markets on DirecTV now. No announcement on PlayStation View to my knowledge, and none on Sling TV. Texas, is Congress going to repeal net, or is Congress going to, I guess the proper way to ask this question, is Congress going to implement net neutrality again by law? Yes, there are bills both in the House and the Senate. If you want to support the putting net neutrality back in place, politely call your representative and write a physical letter, not an email, but a physical letter. Politely put it in the mail. Politely, talk to them on the phone. If you are rude, they're just going to throw your thing in the trash and not pay attention to you. So yes, talk to your one and remember that. That be polite. It really does help. Wow, Richard says 27 years ago today, Desert Storm started. That brings me back. I remember watching that when that happened. It's hard to believe it's been 27 years. DirecTV Now released the beta app for everyone about 5 days ago on the Fire Amazon. Derek, I don't think that was meant to be for everybody. But I did talk about on my post about how to do that. The Chicago one, Carl, everybody has that CW, and it's kind of a weird situation because some streaming services black out the CW content on it. Do signal, combiners work any better than omnidirectional antennas? I haven't really tested them, so I'm not going to really comment. My recommendation, if you find a good price you want to test them out. Luke, do you see a resurgence of investment in over-the-air TV channels due to increased cord cutting? Yes, Colin, we're already seeing that. There were quite a few new over-the-air TV channels launching. We just announced one today called Quest, and Quest is a Tinga-owned channel. It has a ton of the History Channel, old History Channel shows, like Modern Marvels are going to be on there, World War I, etc. Are going to be on this channel. Like you said, with the demand and cord cutting comes a demand in over-the-air TV. This demand in over-the-air TV has resulted in companies once again investing in over-the-air TV channels. So yes, look for that, especially when 3.0 comes out. The coverage of over-the-air becomes better. They'll actually be able to put more sub-channels on each channel, so you'll find even more channels out there with or even more sub channels with your antenna. So yeah, I do see that becoming more and more popular. And current ones like Antenna TV has even talked about launching a second Antenna TV, a sub channel for even older content, say like 60s and older will be on one, and like the 80s, 70s, or whatever will be on another. Why is there a delay with certain providers having login on certain apps? Well, Brian, the reality is that, for instance, like Sling TV, for every company that they allow you to log into, watch ESPN, they have to pay for that. So if you want everything, you're paying for it. PlayStation View does it, but you start at $40 and it's missing, for instance, no Viacom channels. So Sling TV on the flip side said, all that content that you would get with those apps that we don't support, we will put into the Sling TV app. So like with FX, a lot of people like the fact that you could get all the Simpsons episodes with your login. Now with Sling TV, you get all of them. So keep in mind that when you ask for the ability to log into all of the apps, it's going to cost you money because they pay for the right to allow you to do that. Any idea it's going to be nope, Shannon, no idea when the CW New York area is going to come to streaming services. It could or could not. My recommendation is write your local one and let them know you want it. Why doesn't PBS stream on services since it's free? PBS, remember, is a for-profit government organization. They make a ton of money, and so they're trying to get these companies probably pay a lot of money. But just remember, they're a for-profit organization. PBS is. No matter what they tell you, they make a lot of money. Carl says, any word on Comet coming to PlayStation View? Comet has been announced for PlayStation View and for YouTube TV. Sinclair announced that, but they have not gone and handed that over yet. Hello, DG. Welcome. So I got about 10 more minutes. We're going to cut this about 10 minutes short. I have a couple things I have to do to get ready for the grand opening of the new office tomorrow. So if you could do me a favor, get your questions in now. All right, Todd says, to watch pay-per-view on 3.0 over there TV and opt in or out of targeted ads, how will they handle this? So 3.0 over there TV will offer the ability for you to get pay-per-view. It's meant to offer remember when I talked about all the sub-channels that you will be able to get? With 3.0, they'll be able to say, hey, tonight at this time, if you pay money, you'll get a certain code you can enter and access this pay-per-view. On demand and stuff will be there too. And opt in and out. How will that handle? There's a little checkbox on your TV to opt in and out, and then the tuner and all that on the inside will manage all that. And for like the special custom ads, if you connect your TV to the computer, you'll be able to, for instance, see an ad for a Toyota dealership, or here's a better example. See an ad for a movie you want to watch, and then at the bottom a button would pop up on your TV say, hey, you want to buy a ticket for the new Star Wars movie? You could, for instance, click on that button. It will open a web browser built into your TV, launch the Fandango Now website, and allow you to purchase your ticket right there on your TV. The other example that they were demoing last week that I saw at CES was a coupon for a restaurant, where it would say, here's an ad for this new restaurant. Would you like a 20% off your first visit coupon? You click yes, and a QR code, those little like square little things that you could scan with your phone, popped up. You scan with your phone, and then right on your phone you have the coupon for 20% off. They did say they're experimenting with the ability to have that like text message your phone or email your phone the coupon. So keep that in mind. But that's how the 3.0 TV system will work on that. Cairo says, or excuse me, any idea when YouTube TV app for that Apple TV is coming? They do say the Roku and the Apple TV app will come sometime in first quarter 2018. So expect in the next 2 months or so we will have a Roku and a Apple TV. No word on a Fire TV app yet. Any recommendations for a professional external antenna install? The only one that I know is nationwide that I recommend is Dish. Go to airtv.net, airtv, ARITV.net. Right at the top, the little thing about antennas, click on that. only calling that phone number works. But for $150, they'll supply the outdoor antenna, and they'll come to your home and wire it into your home and do all that. They actually use the same installers that do satellite, so you know these are experienced. It's Dish, they know what they're doing, but you can't just call the Dish phone number. A lot of people get in trouble because of this. They call Dish, they don't call Air TV. You need to call Air TV, which is owned by Dish. You need to click on that link, call the phone number and the one right there. So again, airtv.net. Click on the antenna thing, read the thing, call the phone number on that page. Only that phone number, you get it. Can a Roku Fire TV stick melt if it's always plugged in? No, they're made to be plugged in the back of your TV. Don't worry about it. I have a stick that's been plugged in the back of the TV for years. No issues. I won't worry about it. Paul says, you talk about big booms. Did you hear about the astronomy, the meteor debris that may have landed near Mount Clemson, Michigan? Since you're in Michigan. No, I'm not in Michigan. I'm actually in Texas. But I am born and raised in Michigan, and some family and friends did see and hear that, yeah. But thanks for asking. But no, I'm down in Texas now, where in theory it should be warmer. I know it's warmer, but man, it's been cold down here. I thought I moved south to get away from this. Duff says, I lost 7 over their channels. Any way to know if I'll get them back on different channels? Duff, you shouldn't have lost 7. A couple things. A, check for loose connections on your antenna. So check all the cables from the antenna to your TV. Loose connections can reduce the performance of the antenna. And then rescan. That's all I can recommend. Carlos, thank you. Happy New Year to you. I appreciate your support of the channel. I'm thinking about getting Sling TV too. I wonder how it work. Are you talking about the Air TV, Ray? Are you talking about the Air TV, which you connect your antenna to, and then it streams your locals to your Sling TV app? Let me know. Because if you're looking for the Air TV 2, which is that device that, or the Air TV network, whatever you want to call it, where you plug your antenna into the Air TV and it streams it to your thing, check out CoreCarsNews.com. One of the videos from about 2 weeks ago now has that right there, maybe 3 weeks ago now. I have a full review of it on this channel. Check it out. All right, about 5 minutes. I'm going to call this. And we're going to be here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I know we weren't here last week because of CES. I should be here the next few months. Sometime in April, I may have 1 week I miss. But, hey, check that out. 5 minutes, we'll call it. Carl says, do I like Roku better than cable? Oh, heck yeah. Not even close. Roku just offers so much better content than cable TV does. And you know what? Just in general, what I found interesting, I posted about this today on CoreCarsNews.com. 60% of cable TV subscribers also pay for a streaming service like Netflix, Hulu, etc. What that tells me is, you know, cable may say, oh, well, you know, they try that whole we're free. But the reality is, people aren't getting the content they want with cable anymore. If you want great content like House of Cards, Last Chance U, I love that. That's an amazing documentary on Netflix. You need streaming. You can't get that stuff on cable. And increasingly, cable subscribers are also subscribing to a streaming service. And that just moves them one step closer to becoming a cord cutter. Do you think Roku will ever have a browser like other smart boxes? Maybe. We'll see. I think the main reason Fire TV added a browser is because they lost YouTube. Just to be honest with you. If YouTube was still on the Fire TV, you probably wouldn't have a browser on the Fire TV right now. Any idea when Stadium Sports will expand OTA coverage to additional markets? Jonathan, they slowly have been doing it. They have added additional ones since they launched. The one thing I would say, though, Jonathan, is Stadium, which is an amazing free sports networks over-the-air content, is now available on Pluto, Twitter. They also have apps now on the Apple TV and Roku, which will not only give you the live stream, but will also give you on-demand content. So if you're looking for Stadium and you're not getting it over there for free in your market, I would get one of those Pluto TV, the Twitter app, or Stadium's own app available on the Apple TV and on Roku players. Kenneth says, do you think ESPN will decline into existence and disappear? Nope. To be honest with you, for all the talk of ESPN having some tightening the budget a little bit, ESPN is insanely profitable. Insanely profitable. Let me repeat this again. Today, in the world of cord cutting, ESPN is insanely profitable. It may not be making as much money as it did a few years ago, but it's still making a ton of money. There are two things people want live: news and sports. And ESPN's got sports kind of covered. So, and they just bought all the Fox regional sports networks. They're going to probably be rebranded to ESPN Chicago, etc. ESPN's not going anywhere. When cable, 20 years from now, when cable's all done, ESPN will still be around. Just to be honest with you. It may be a streaming service in 20 years, ESPN will still be there. Oh, Duff, can I ask you what main channel in your market was not replaced? Let me know. Any word on Sling TV can local channels? Probably not. So Sling TV's model here is we want to keep the price at about $20. You look at PlayStation View, they raised the price to $39.99, etc. YouTube TV is at $35. PlayStation View is at $20. Well, the problem with that is at $20, you can't afford to have over-the-air channels. They are over-the-air channels like ABC, etc., were the most expensive channels to have in a package. By not having them, they save a ton of money. It allows them to go out there and say, hey, do you have an antenna? If you have an antenna and you're getting all your stuff, you're good. Get Sling TV. Pay $20. No need to go spending $40 for PlayStation View and get your locals that way. So keep that in mind. They are pretty straightforward on them. Duff, I would, if Fox is the channel you lost, I would expect at some point in the future Fox will replace that lost channel. Yeah, be honest with you, Sling TV has added locals in years, and I wouldn't expect it Sling TV too, because I honestly think wisely saying, we're going to be the streaming service for people with antennas. If you have an antenna, we're great. If you can't get your locals with one, check out another one. But, hey, if you're willing to pay twice as much, you can get your locals. Or you can get an antenna and have Sling TV. It's not a bad idea, because if you want it, there's plenty of other services out there that offer local streaming. I think Sling TV, it's a smart move on their part to try to differentiate themselves from the competitors out there. Carl, in a majority of PlayStation View markets, they raised the price from $29.99 to $39.99 with the elimination of the Slim plans. All right. Hey, I'm going to wrap this up. So I got some stuff I got to do tonight to get ready for the grand opening. Tomorrow, going to be kind of cool to open the new office officially. So check it out. 8 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday right here on YouTube. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, we're giving away a Roku Premiere right here. We're giving away a bunch of CES swag, excuse me. So hit that subscribe button. Go to CordCardsNews.com. Check out the details on this. I would really appreciate your support. We are working hard to always grow Cord Cards News. Do our best to help you get the most out of it. If you're following us on YouTube, really appreciate that. Also, check out CordCardsNews.com. Every day, 4, 5, 6 times a day, we are posting great cord cutting news. We also have a newsletter there you can sign up for, a daily or weekly one. So check it all out. Again, we really appreciate your support, and thank you. I will answer one last question. Carl seems a little confused about the PlayStation View price hike. So, PlayStation View has 211 different markets around the United States. In 203 of those 211 markets, they used to have something called a Slim plan, which was $10 cheaper. They eliminated that plan a few months ago, and everybody moved up to the $39.99 start price. Carl's, you probably lived in a market like Dallas or Atlanta, etc., where they always had it at the higher price point. But for 90% of subscribers of PlayStation View, they saw a price hike. Where you may have been one of the people who may have unfortunately lived in a Dallas market, etc. I've always paid the higher price because they always detected me living in a Dallas, even though I'm like 3 hours from that. So that's you live in Chicago. There you go. Chicago is one of the markets that always paid the higher price. So that's why you're not seeing it. But most subscribers to PlayStation View used to save $10 a month And with the end of the slim plans, had to see that $10 price hike. So hope that answers your question there, Carlos. I wanted to answer that for you. There we go. So, hey, everybody, have a great night. See you next week. And as always, I am very thankful for your support. I'm going to go ahead and add real quick because that helps pay the bills. So let's play an ad. Well, maybe I'll play an ad. Let me refresh this real quick. You should try to play an ad halfway through. For some reason it didn't do that. For some reason the play an ad button isn't working. So I'm just going to call this. Take care. I will see you all soon. It's been a lot of fun. And as always, thank you. There we go. Now I can edit.